Hi, name's Blacky. I'm here presenting you Serious Sam 3, game developed in 2011. It's a first-person shooter in which we fight against hordes of enemies. A little about the story. It's a prequel to Serious Sam: The First Encounter, which in my private opinion, just like the second encounter, was insanely good. And after terrible Serious Sam 2 from 2005, the game feels refreshing. It's much less variegated, but despite the game being, well, a Serious Sam, fighting hordes of enemies with different weapons and what was added, finishing them with one move, I must say that I'm disappointed with this part. The plot wasn't presented on at least average level, and the variety of enemies feels like, well, it's not enough. You have the boom booms, skeletons, biomechs, bulls, scorpions, and Nars. But most enemies have similar techniques, maps are repetitive and pretty closed. AI is dumb and the game itself is boring. Luckily, there is co-op. Finally, I wanted to play this game, search for all secrets and just enjoy it. Let's go back to the bosses. The helicopter was one of the most annoying shit fuckface piece of crappiness, dumb motherfucker ass. Dick. You needed to hide all the time and wait for it to move or die in an instant, while few chapters later, it's just a regular enemy. Battleship was actually the part when I left the game in single player, and fighting the grey piece of fuck was just throwing C4s, which felt just sad for a boss fight. What's funny, later he's just a regular enemy, not even close to being boss. In game there are 13 or something weapons. This number is way too small for a game that focuses on murdering enemies over and over again. Sniper rifle and laser gun are secret weapons, and you don't get them if you don't find them. Now let's talk about hammer. It's like the most OP shit in this game. Some enemies can easily get a double barrel shot in their faces, but one hit with a hammer is deadly. And shotgun. I didn't use it once, it just feels so weak. I just stuck to AR and rocket launcher. Double barrel deals insane damage on range shorter than an average penis. What also bothers me is the lack of enemies' weak points. It doesn't matter if you shoot their legs or heads, it's the same. And after so many years, it is time to introduce this to the game. Huge thumb up is for the music though. Now I just want to punch some stuff. Our protagonist is funny as always and sometimes even speaks.
Put a sock in it. Uh-oh.
He's likable, what's important. During the game you feel overpowered but not unbeatable. Most of the locations feel the same, it's just like copy and paste. And the Syrian artifact. Wait, let me Google. Mutilitator or something? Well, it's a piece of junk. I know this game is all about killing hordes of enemies, but it feels way too repetitive and actually boring. During my gameplay I encountered few glitches like being stuck in a wall or floor, the elevator disappeared, performing finishing moves sometimes teleports you to the enemy. If you are new to Serious Sam, you must know that being curious is rewarding and you can be granted with extra weapon that you will normally find in 2 or 3 chapters. Shoot 2 times and you are out of ammo for those 2 or 3 chapters. Or some extra health or armor. There is 30 minutes video on YouTube with all the secrets you can find, and I must say that finding some is insanely hard. What's funny, the same length is video of speedrunning the game. Ha, funny. Crow Team added some extra flavor by putting text to decipher. Sometimes funny, yeah, sometimes. But it is something extra, so good job. I like how textures change according to enemies' health. They got bloodier the less health they have. Pretty cool. Almost all the time during gameplay you push forward, find many enemies, fall back while killing them, and again push forward. But I must say that the last hour in game was pretty epic. Repetitive, but epic. What hurt me the most was the fact that, unlike the first or the second encounter, there was no spirit in this game. It just didn't feel the same or even right. It's a decent sci-fi FPS, and that's all. Is the game fun to play? Kinda. Do I recommend this series some 3? I don't. Unless you play with a friend. Then go ahead and have some face-smashing gameplay. Could have been better? 6 out of 10.